So let's begin this analysis by looking at our Bitcoin dominant chart, because just like how we anticipated, Bitcoin dominance is taking some hit, and it also looks like it might get attracted towards the next area of confluence here to the downside, and only after that show a reversal which might look somehow like this. Yes, you heard that correctly, guys. Bitcoin dominance at the moment is taking some hit. The altcoins are benefiting from it, and especially if you look at the price action of Ethereum, the price of Ethereum looks very, very bullish. It has already reclaimed 3,700 area, and now it looks like on its way towards the next area of confluence. And on my previous video, I showed you guys the next area of confluence will bring the price of Ethereum around $4,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, guys. Ethereum looks like on its way towards the next area of confluence, which sits around $4,000, despite RSI looking very, very overbought. Yes, guys, MACD is bullish, but RSI is signaling us that we are overbought at the moment. But I personally think, despite RSI looking overbought, this trend has a very, very high probability of continuing with this uptrend at least around $4,000, and only after that to choose an actual trend direction. But until then, looking at this price action, looking at our indicator like Williams Alligator indicator, which is clearly turning bullish, CryptoAnup Bicycle indicator, which is clearly turning bullish, even the Bollinger Band, which is clearly turning bullish, you can see there is a possibility of price showing furthermore impulsiveness, and not just only because of this one here, even with the help of this parabolic curve pattern. I showed you this on my previous video. Ethereum has already formed base 1, base 2, base 3, and this here was the formation of base 4. And if you look at this example, you can see we have already ended base 4. Now we might be heading towards the sell point, and if you look at this sell point carefully, guys, this could be the final move here in price action of Ethereum before expecting a reversal playing out. I mean, before we see an actual pullback, first there could be a move around this sell point, and in our case, I just showed you the sell point could be around $4,000. Only after reaching around that area, I think we are going to see some weakness. But until then, I am actually expecting this uptrend to continue and price of Ethereum also to follow this parabolic curve pattern. Along with that, yesterday we also talked about a potential head and shoulder type of formation here with a double shoulder head and double right shoulder. But looking at it now, you can see this bearish continuation is invalidated, and now Ethereum looks like following this ascending triangle. And you know, guys, ascending triangle is a bullish continuation pattern. So if this bullish continuation pattern continues and the price of Ethereum also manages to stay above this upper line which previously rejected us, you can see this trend line around $3,650 rejected us. So if we could simply remain above this trend line, any sort of a pullback will be just a temporary pullback, and price of Ethereum after that is expected to continue with this uptrend. And in our case, according to this ascending triangle, you can see where are we expecting the price of Ethereum to get attracted? $3,950 to $4,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, guys. This is where I personally think the price of Ethereum could be getting attracted before starting with another sell point or a move which might look somehow like this. But until then, you can see we still have room to grow. Now, looking at the price action of Bitcoin, you can see nothing much has changed. I mean, Bitcoin is still following this Livermore pivotal point theory along with inverse head and shoulder formation. And if you look at this price structure around this area, you can see it looks like a temporary exhaustion, just like what happened here, which gave us a buying opportunity right here. So same thing looks being repeated. So what I'm trying to pinpoint is that Bitcoin is also gaining momentum, but not as Ethereum at the moment. But the time will come, because we know at the end, Bitcoin is the king, guys. That is the fact. So that's why at the moment, Bitcoin might be lagging, but at the end, we are still expecting this uptrend to continue, because it's not just only a breakout from this Livermore pivotal point theory, it is also a breakout from this inverse head and shoulder type of formation. And if you look at this price objective from this inverse head and shoulder formation, you can see it clearly points us around $140,000. So that's why 130,000, 140,000 in between that range is where I am actually expecting this trend to get attracted, because we know it's not just only this inverse head and shoulder, it's not just only this breakout from Livermore pivot point theory, but even a breakout from this descending broadening wedge. And you know, descending broadening wedge is another bullish continuation pattern, and this sideways movement or exhaustion what we are witnessing at the moment could be a temporary exhaustion before we start with another continuation, which might look somehow like this. And even according to this descending broadening wedge, you can see Bitcoin has a very, very high probability of hitting around 130, even up to 140,000. And only after that, choose a direction. But at the moment, if we simply look at the price structure around this area in a smaller time frame, the sideways movement, the consolidation, what we are witnessing at the moment could be a formation of a symmetrical triangle. Symmetrical triangle bias is neutral, guys. It could be bullish, it could be bearish, depending on which trend line gets broken. I mean, if the upper trend line, which acted as resistance, gets broken, then we are expecting it to be a bullish symmetrical triangle. But if the support from this lower trend line gets broken, then this symmetrical triangle will be looked as a bearish symmetrical triangle. But what I personally think could be happening here is a move in this manner. I mean, we could show more sideways movement, even few pullbacks, but at the end, it is going to look somehow like this. I mean, after liquidating the over leveraged longs, I personally think Bitcoin will be starting with another parabolic move, because we know Bitcoin parallelly is also following another bullish continuation pattern known as falling wedge. Yes, guys, falling wedge is another bullish continuation pattern. So if this symmetrical triangle favors the short for the medium short term, then I'm actually expecting a move like this to play out, but the end result will look somehow like this. Yes, I still believe Bitcoin has a very, very high probability of not just only testing around 130, even up to 140,000, and only after that see an actual weakness. But until then, just like with Ethereum, Bitcoin also looks very, very bullish. So guys, these were some of the quick updates that I wanted to share with you in this video. If you enjoyed my work, then please do not hesitate to destroy that like button. And to those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button. And by saying this, I'm signing out until next time. Bye.